So, big announcement today, very exciting week for Arkansas. How important is this for Arkansas this past week?
Well, this week has been extraordinary whenever you start out with new jobs in the timber industry in South Arkansas with $1 billion investment by Sun Paper. And then you have manufacturing expansions in Northeast Arkansas and Paragould. And then you go up to Northwest Arkansas and you have 1,000 jobs that are added in the healthcare industry. And you cap off the week with the announcement of Sprint that we're having a regional headquarters located here in Little Rock that will create jobs in the telecommunications industry. So it's exciting to see this kind of growth in so many different sectors. And as we finalize the budget this week, I remarked to some of the legislators that we're not suffering some of the challenges in other states in terms of the economy because we have a very diverse economy. And this week reflects it. It reflects growth. It reflects excitement about the direction we're going.
And for those here in Little Rock, what does that mean for those in Little Rock, this announcement today?
Well, it means, first of all, you're going to have competition in the telecommunications industry. There's going to be new jobs. These are going to be good paying jobs and opportunities. And then you're going to have investments in terms of increased telecommunications innovation. And so all of that is good for Central Arkansas. But to have a headquarters here, that's sort of a crown jewel in economic development and competition. Whenever you can win those headquarters here, when you can win a regional headquarters here, that's an investment. And so we're really influencing multiple states. You're going to have opportunity for continued growth in coming years.
And that you raise a good point because you have Verizon here. So those who work at Verizon, it makes it a little bit more competitive, a better job market, even if it doesn't affect them directly.
Sure, that we have the talent pool here. That's the reason they're willing to expand here. But it also gives multiple opportunities for those in this industry, but also those that are looking for these kind of high-paying jobs with good expertise. There's going to be a lot of opportunities here in the Little Rock area.
Okay, I don't want to get off the Sprint announcement.
I really want to ask, you talked about how we keep this going. How do you keep it going and keep investments coming and keep growing the economy like you said that we need to do?
Well, first of all, there's a lot to be said about momentum. And so we have to continue to compete with our other states. We have to continue to help our existing industry expand because that's the greatest opportunity. But I have the philosophy that, if we're able to put more money in citizens' pockets, then they can spend that money. It goes to their local businessman, to their local retailer. It helps us to grow our economy. And so that's part of the strength of a growing economy is fewer regulations that burden business, a business-friendly environment, and quality education. Our computer coding initiative, all of this combines to an environment that invites growth in every sector of the economy.
You mentioned finalizing the budget. We should see the RSA pretty soon. How close do you expect it to be to your proposed budget?
I expect it to be very close to our budget. Obviously, the legislature had a strong voice in saying we need to replace the money that was previously reduced from our libraries and our senior citizen centers. And so that will be an addition to the budget that I presented. So we're going to be restoring $1 million to each of those categories. But you'll see substantially the same budget that I presented with a few modifications that the legislature wanted to address. The key thing is it's a balanced budget. It enhances the rainy day fund for emergencies down the road. But it also puts us in sound, solid footing as we go into next year.
Want to just touch quickly on the Little Rock School District. A lot of groups calling for resignations at the state level. You have those wanting to put Baker Curse back in his position. Has your stance changed at all with the Little Rock School District situation?
Well, it's very exciting to see the interest, the passion, the commitment to making sure the Little Rock School District succeeds for our children here. I'm committed to that, and the situation hasn't changed, except that we're listening. We want to get people engaged in this process. We've had meetings with Baker Curris. We've had meetings with the new superintendent, Michael Poore. He has been meeting actively with all of the constituent groups. Obviously, he's taking time out from finishing his job to do that, but he's very committed. I think the response is that they understand the leadership that he will provide, but also how he's willing to listen, how he wants to make sure that people are engaged in this process.
And have you talked with Michael Porter personally?
Oh, certainly. First of all, I've known him. He was the superintendent at the school district in which my grandson is enrolled. So I met with Michael Porter today, and I know that he's down here in Little Rock area meeting with different groups, and he'll continue to do that.
What was the conversation?
Well, the conversation was private. The conversation was, how can I help? The conversation was, about his commitment to the Little Rock School District and how we make it a success.
And what's different between Michael Porter and Baker Curtis? I mean, you know both of the guys. What's different between the two?
Well, Baker Curtis was the right person for this first year in transition. He brings an incredible business background, incredible commitment to the Little Rock School District. But we also need to have a strong academic leadership and plan for the future, and that's what Michael Porter brings in. And so that's what's great about people bringing their talents to bear in the Little Rock School District to assure its success.
Thank you.
Should libraries and senior citizens centers be concerned at all that the money that's being used to replace what was taken away is just one-time money?
No, I'm sure that they would prefer that it be a long-term commitment to increase that budget amount. But I think what they will see is that we wanted to relieve the current pressure. We wanted to make sure that that funding was restored, but we just needed more time to see where we need to reduce or create savings in other parts of the budget. And so we expect going into the next session that we will try to make those budget restoration for our libraries and senior citizen centers a permanent part of our budget. So it's 2 steps to get there, and that's just part of being careful about the budget, because right now, to have the balanced budget, if we're going to restore that funding, we'd have to cut somewhere else. This is a way that we can do it now to restore that funding, and then we can look at the long-term answer to that in the next session.
Thank you.
All right.
It was nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
Thank you.
Pleasure, guys.